Hello, hello. This is Kenya Rahmaan, author and founder of the Child Support Hustle. How are you this afternoon? I'm doing just fine. Thank you. Thank you in advance for joining me. Hope everybody's doing well. I am doing just fine. Thank you very much. Um, I want not. I want to talk about just what the title says, and this is probably a little touchy, but I think it needs to be talked about. And that is, the fatherless crisis that the government, pundits, politicians, a lot of people like to talk about, especially as it affects or as if it affects the Black community more than it affects others. Uh, Maybe it does. Statistics say that it doesn't, but and they also want put welfare in there, saying that welfare does it or doesn't it, or has it destroyed the Black community. I'm researching this topic just to dispel. I personally don't think that welfare destroyed the Black family. One, because Black families still exist, so how can they be destroyed? And two, there have been several things that have um, contributed to uh, the harming Black families, I should say, and welfare is way down on the totem pole. So that's that. But to talk about the situation with um, Future, the rapper Future, and his daughter's mother. I think this is his latest child, and the mother made a post, and she made a post and on Instagram and said that he did not wish his 3-year-old daughter a happy birthday for a birthday. So that made me think again because I've seen them. She's been pregnant and uh, their little ordeal. So it made me think like, and I've talked about this over the years. Is it women that have these children with men who clearly say that they do not want these children? Are they, or should we be holding them accountable for adding to father the count of fatherless children? And the reason why I say this is because we can go back to when she came up on the scene and said that she was pregnant. And she, went and put all the posts out. She was public from day one, saying that he wanted her to get an abortion, and said he, irate. That's the word that she used when he found out she was pregnant. Irate, and instantly asked her to get an abortion. And so the Jasmine brand had a story, and this was way back in 2018. And so she put the post up, and one of them, oh, I'm sorry, ballistic. That's even worse. So according to the Jasmine brand, she says he went ballistic, having members of his camp call me and friends come to my job asking about me. It was so bad, out of fear, I started to slow down on working, which everyone knows how much I love that spot and the money. The most sad part about it is I could understood if I trapped him with a condom trick or something, but me and dude literally had sex for years unprotected. And for the record, the unprotected sex was his suggestion because he truly claims he hates condoms. Okay, so he hates condoms. He has a lot of kids. You know that situation. So why don't you take it upon yourself as a woman to protect yourself from getting pregnant? If you know that he probably doesn't want kids, because that was discussed. I'm speculating. So even at the point when you get pregnant and he says, and he gets ballistic and wants you to have an abortion, when you go ahead with the pregnancy, when does it become your pregnancy and not his pregnancy? Which is what I want to, which is a serious question, because a woman, when she becomes pregnant, she can, there's several options for her to become a parent. She can have an abortion. She can give the baby up for adoption. She can drop her baby off at a fire station, a hospital, a police department, and walk away. And she's praised. A church. There was a story that they were celebrating this mom that had dropped her baby off, and it was a big celebration. But if a father, like for example, Future, who clearly didn't, he said, I don't want this baby. And she goes on with the pregnancy. And now, since she's been pregnant, and to this day, she's been at his neck. When she had the baby, he didn't want to take the paternity test. He was dodging her. He basically didn't want anything to do with this woman or the child. She sued him for child support in the amount of $53,000 a month, which that's another question. Why would you, if you already know that this man didn't want to have this baby with you, instead of going full throttle and suing for child support anyway, instead of trying to work it out, we have this child, why not, ease him into it and say, we have this child, or this is my responsibility. I'm going to have this child. I'll take care of the baby because I know you don't want anything to do with me or the baby. Why not take that road? But instead, she's going and suing for $50,000 a month. That's not going to make that man want to call and say happy birthday any more than he wanted you to have the baby in the first place. And that's exactly what happened. She was defaming his character. He actually sued her for defamation. So this was going on in 2018. So now we're on to 2022, and she's posting again that he's not wishing happy birthday. I guess he doesn't say anything, like on Mother's Day, any holidays. He doesn't even acknowledge her. And the judge didn't give her the $50,000. He ended up giving her $3,200 a month in child support. So there's two issues here. Is one, why are you using this baby for a check? Just because you had a baby by a rich person does not entitle you to that person's income. You didn't earn that money. So that's one issue. But two, why would you go ahead and bash somebody when they told you immediately from the very start that they did not want anything to do with you or the child? Like, I don't understand that. So instead of us going after, or society going after these men, these fathers, saying, oh, they abandoned these children, aren't we supposed to look at the mothers who have full control over their bodies, over whether they become parents or not, over everything? The men, I mean, yes, they have control over the sex part, but so do the women. And so often, and this is an argument that, or I'll say a debate, it's more so an argument like on social media. It can get pretty heated, as y'all know, like the abortion debate and everything like that. But shouldn't we women be held just as accountable as men when it comes to our reproductive organs. So I always hear, and I don't, like I said, I don't even debate this stuff anymore because it's redundant. So if a man, if I can say I can have sex and I can go and whatever I want to do if I become pregnant. So it's my choice. But a man cannot make a choice on whether I have the baby, whether I whatever. He it's either don't have sex or shut up and pay up. Because the condom thing, put a condom on and all that kind of stuff. Well, condoms break. And we know that that's not foolproof. So the next thing, get a vasectomy. Well, that's the same thing as telling a woman to get her tubes tied. Well, just because you don't want kids at that second doesn't mean you don't want kids later on. And yeah, you can get a reversal, but is that going to be 100%? You see what I'm saying? If you're not going to have if you're not going to have the man do it or the woman do it, why should you have the man do it? And likewise, if somebody like with the Future and his baby's mom's situation, why should he be on the hook when he said from even before she had the baby? It looks like when she found out she was pregnant, hey, I don't want a baby with you. Shouldn't he be absolved of any financial responsibility? Should he be able to opt out? I say yes. Just like if she wanted to opt out, she could say yes. If she wanted to give the baby up for adoption, he would not have he wouldn't be able to say anything in most cases. Just like if she wanted to get an abortion, in most cases, he wouldn't be able to say anything. So why should he have to pay anything? And $50,000 is ridiculous. And the fact that she thought she was entitled to it means that has happened before. That type of money that's been granted. And she's not that's a common thing. You have a baby by a rich, successful athlete, entertainer, something like that. You caught the bag, you're getting that money, but why should you? You didn't do anything spectacular. And especially if he says, I don't want you to have this baby. So if you watch this later and you put in the comments the same thing I just said, well, he needs to put a rubber on, or he needs to have a vasectomy, or he needs to own up to his responsibility, my answer to that is going to be so does she. And I'm surprised in this day and age, in 2022, when we have all these arguments, all this technology, everything that's going on, that is still the same rhetoric that goes on in defense of women's reproductive rights, and men still have no reproductive rights except for the same old keep it in your pants and get a vasectomy. Like, it's weird. So anybody in the chat, what do y'all think about that? I know what they think on Facebook because we talk about it all the time. So I said, I'm going to bring it to YouTube and see if what you guys think about it. I'm pretty sure he threatened her to have an abortion. How do you threaten somebody to have an abortion? You say, can you get an abortion? So she came through with the drama. So now she has, so I'm sure she's probably going to bash him for the rest of this baby's life. And now the baby has to see, one, that her biological father wanted her aborted, because it's all on the social media. Then she has to see that he didn't call and wish her happy birthdays. Like, I'm sure I don't know if he's even seen her before. So this is a selfish, in my opinion, a selfish person trying to get money when if she was against abortion, or she wanted, which it doesn't sound like she was, and she just wanted to have this baby, she could have said, well, you don't have nothing to do with it. I'll take care of the baby on my own. That's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know what's going on channel subscribers who tune in this longer. Can you guys send a chat? Thank y'all for the thumbs up. While you're here, click the thumb up. Thank you. I usually have, I don't know if my chats are on or not. Could somebody say hi, please? Oh, I had the wrong thing going. Okay. You believe it's an attack on men? Hi Tim. Hi Tamra. I think so. And I think this is not the only instance. I think in the family courts, there's an attack on men and fathers. And I think this is too. And I think I just don't see, I know it's about money, but I don't see how come there aren't more men fighting against this. I don't, and I understand, like, it's kind of hard going against public, what do you call it? Public, when the public is looking at you. So it's kind of hard to go against, well, I don't want to take care of the baby. It's like public scrutiny. So, excuse me. So it's like saying, get some water real quick. So it's like saying, if Future, I mean, yes, he's ignoring her and not acknowledging the baby girl, but like if a regular guy, not a celebrity, would do that, which men do it all the time, then they're called deadbeats and things like that. So it happens. So we have to start looking at the women and that are doing this. Like, for instance, a woman messing with a married man. She knows he's married. So maybe she gets pregnant on purpose, or some accident happens and the man is saying, look, I was married from the jump. I can't have the kid with you. We can't do this. And she says, oh, that's okay. I'm going to raise this baby on my own or whatever. So she has the baby, but he doesn't have anything to do with the baby. So she goes to child support. She does the most. That's selfish to the baby. There's a fatherless child because he's not going to do anything with the baby, but society is looking at him like he's a bad guy, like he's done something wrong, when really she's the bad guy. Why would you do that? Even if you don't believe in abortion, maybe you should get a baby up for adoption because you know that man's not going to be there. He told you. But we have put out in society that we're supposed to sympathize, like women are supposed to be babied, or they've been taken advantage of. So these guys are walking around looking like they're these big old, taking advantage of these poor, defenseless women, and the women are getting pregnant and suing for $53,000 a month when a man clearly said he didn't want to have a baby with her. Now we got this poor baby whose father probably will never have anything to do with her. So what about these selfish women that are causing fatherless children? That's my question. And I want to know, what are they going to say or do about that? I just want to get to the the bottom line, because everybody can sit and talk about this stuff and it can go back and forth, and we had the statistics and things like that, but nothing is happening, nothing is getting accomplished. We know that fatherless children have a tendency to drop out of school and use drugs and have mental problems and all that kind of stuff. But if we're going to put the problem on all fathers and say the father is the problem and not acknowledge that some mothers are the problem. Some women are selfish. Some women are going to get pregnant by a rapper to get the bag. And then the child is going to grow up fatherless. When we don't acknowledge things like that and just keep blaming that somebody that's a victim as well, then the problem never is solved. So the cycle just keeps repeating itself. So my question is, what is the solution for all the people that keep talking about this fatherless crisis that mostly affects the Black community and keeps blaming welfare, which welfare as it was is not how it is now. They stopped that under Clinton. So we can't blame, even if welfare did have some type of contribution to destroying the Black family, that's not what's going on now, because welfare as we know it is not what it was. So instead of talking about and keeping that myth going on and keeping Black fathers are absent, keeping that going on, what is the solution? And I say this because I advocated for child support so long and so hard, I often say I was in a child support bubble. So because I'm, writing a new project and researching the fatherless crisis alleged, I'm like emerging out of this child support coma, if you will. And I'm like learning new terms and I'm seeing all this. It's like a whole new world for me. And so I'm seeing all this different stuff and learning how different things are now. And I have to say it's pretty interesting, not in a good way. It's pretty interesting. I see a lot of people talking, but nobody coming up with real solutions. A lot of finger pointing, and again, no solutions. So my question is, what are we going to do about it? Because as you can tell, since this video started, this fatherless crisis, I don't believe it's a hoax. I believe it's a hoax, just based on, if you look at the information. If you end parental alienation, criminalize parental alienation, their fatherlessness, that alleged crisis would disappear. It'll disappear. Let these men be fathers. Hold these women accountable for the decisions that they make, especially when they're being selfish. Let these men be able to opt out of financial responsibility and any other responsibility when they don't want to be a parent to the child, just like a mother can opt out when she doesn't want to be a parent. This is 2022. People should be equal. I believe in equality. That's not to say anything about abortion rights or anything else, but if a woman has more than one way, whether she to opt out of parenthood, so should a man. It should be equal all around. And the days are over. Keep it in your pants and what's the other one? Strap up and keep it in. Then a woman needs to keep it in her pants. I mean, that can go both ways. Oh, he needs to get a vasectomy. Well, she needs to get her tubes tied. Like those, that can go back and forth. Now it's time for everybody to be responsible, because they keep talking about this crisis, these children, these fatherless children, they're growing up to be just the hell. We don't know what to do with them. They No daddies, and plus the black ones are the worst. The black daddies just run away, and their kids is running amok and everything. So let's do something about it. Let's hold people responsible, the mothers too, and let's get a solution. It seems like people doing a lot of talking. To do their job correctly, follow the code correctly. It's supposed to build two-parent families, not destroy them. Tim Rock, I will have to. I mean, I have to disagree. I don't think it's child support's job to do anything, but answer questions when parents come through there and ask for their services. They're not there to build a two-parent family. They're not there to do anything but make sure when two parents come down there and they need some help getting a payment from one place to the other, they're there to facilitate. That's all child support is there for. Make sure the money gets from one place to another. They're not there for shit else. That's it. They have overstepped their responsibility, and that's why we have the mess that we have now. They are facilitators. They then came in and got their debt collectors now. They lawyers, they're judges, they're writing warrants, they're suspending license. They're doing too much. They're supposed to make sure that that parent gets that payment to the other parent when they ask them to. They're caseworkers. Mother is simply witness for the prosecution. Right. That the state is the one to put you on child support. The mother, that they're the lawyers for the state. Well, the state, they do put the state has their own guidelines that they go by, but the federal government is supposed to oversee everything. The problem is that nobody's overseeing anything. They're just running amok and doing whatever they want to do. Nobody accountable for anything, and that's how they've been operating for almost 30 years. Mr. Albert, I don't blame men for not having babies. I don't blame men for not having kids. I mean, you try to do the right thing and you have a baby, you get married, you have a baby, you get took up top. If you get a divorce, then if you miss a payment because or whatever, the child support, because she's gonna take everything, you get a divorce, then you end up in jail, homeless, and like, what's up? I wouldn't. That's just me. Like, oh, I wouldn't get married. I don't know. It's just too much. It's just not fair. Yeah, they need to stay out of people's families and people's business. They're not supposed to do anything. If somebody wants to have a two-parent marriage and all that kind of stuff, that's their business. Welfare, stay yourself out of it. Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, forget the articles and all that kind of stuff. Some stuff is between you and your partner, and I think that's family. I don't know all the articles and all that kind of stuff. I just know that myself and my kids' fathers, that's between us. Our children are between us. Now when I let welfare, I had to depend on the system, then yeah, the system got involved. But once they came, once I got out the system, then it's back between us. but I didn't know about the system. When I figured it out, well, that's how I am in front of you all right now. Once I figured it out, but they don't tell you. But yeah, your family is your family. I don't know about all that article title and everything like that, but some things are just yours. You don't need the government telling you. I don't need the government telling me anything about my children. How in the hell? What? How is she going to ask for an increase and she don't even have a baby? I'm telling y'all, these people are crazy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm telling y'all, these people are crazy. Have y'all filed to get that case dismissed? She should be. I never ever. I would never ever tell anybody to file child support. I just don't believe in the system, y'all. But y'all need to file. I know you. Your name is very familiar. Lathenia. I'm gonna call you Mrs. Ayers. Please file to get that case dismissed immediately and file child support on her. Everybody know I hate that system with every fiber of my being, but get that case dismissed and sue her ass for child support for the nerve. She got some nerve. I don't care if it's $10. Put her ass on child support. These people are nuts. That's right. You have a right to deal with your family matters in private. Now, when you involve the people, then the people shall come in. But other than that, don't come in here telling me anything to do with my family. And they overstep. So yeah. So the articles, it's good to know, James, about the articles and stuff, especially when you're going into court and knowing about your jurisdiction, knowing about jurisdiction, your right, all that kind of stuff. I'm all for it. But before you even get to that level, you're your own person. You have jurisdiction over you. Never volunteer your information. Yeah, when you give it up to them, that's why I say don't sign anything, don't volunteer anything. You don't have to talk to them, especially not a child support caseworker. That's the same thing. They're welfare caseworkers. Like if you was back in the day, like a welfare, if you was going to get a welfare check or something like that, they just switched over the roles. You don't have to tell them anything. It's Mrs. Ayers, because you have custody, because your husband has custody of his child, she doesn't have. It's not up to her to agree. He has custody as long as he can show that she's in school. He has her and can show that she lives with you guys. It's not up to her to agree with anything. Yeah, he shouldn't be paying her anything at all. That case, yeah. If you send me an email, I'll send you the information. Matter of fact, we don't even gotta do all that. Let me give you this. I'm gonna put this is for the regional office. And file a complaint with them and tell them that you need the case closed, because there is no reason that y'all should be paying child support. The shit, she need the money. Why would the mama need the money and the baby's not there? These people are nuts. Hold on one second, guys. $12,000 principal, $31,000 interest. What the fuck? How? Oh my! Why? Okay. Is that owed to the state or to your ex, Patrick? Here's the link, Mrs. Ayers. Oh, for anybody else, too. That's for the contacts for the Office of Child Support Enforcement Regional Office. So how that works is you find your region in the link, and then they have their contact information, the email address. And before you file with the federal office, you will file a complaint against your local office here. And they are supposed to help you. That they're supposed to help you. I think personally that when they don't help you, I think that folks should start filing civil rights violations suits with the Health and Human Services Department. Oh, I hate to hear that they on drugs. I hope that's not true. Them drugs is. I hate to hear anybody's on drugs. Those drugs ruin people so bad. So all the best to you, but no, he shouldn't be paying child support at all if the baby is with y'all. And Patrick, I hate to hear that there's that much arrears owed and the principal is not even that high. And because of the Bradley Amendment, they make it impossible to retroactively get those arrears erased. And that's why I started that petition to have the state owed child support arrears erased to give parents a fresh start. You know, they have, they're trying so hard to get the student loan debt erased. And I always say student loans, I'm all for getting them erased, the debt, because everybody deserves a fresh start. But those student loan debts, I've had student loan debts. We sign up for those. We sign a contract to say that we will repay those and we agree to the interest. Child support debt, no. I don't know one parent that signed up for those arrears, that back pay, that they saddle parents with that debt once they get the order on them, and then they add that interest, like Patrick here, 12,000 principal, 31,000 in interest. That's some bullshit. Let me put the link to my petition in the description. If y'all can take the link, sign it, ask your friends to sign it, ask your family to sign it, share it, everything. And then I'll send it out again to Biden. But if they're going to go the way they're going hard, Elizabeth Warren, President Biden, all of them going hard, they need to look at this debt, because that debt, that money, if you should pay it for any reason, or if you like fell into some money, Patrick, hit the numbers or whatever like that, your grown children would never receive that money. It will go to the state for welfare benefits that are not loans. That money has already been paid for through our tax dollars. That's not a loan. And I'm sure you didn't sign a contract to repay that money. Y'all see the smoke and mirrors? Y'all see the child support hustle? That's why this shit is not right. That's why it's unconstitutional. And that's why both parties, when a child is born, both need to be held accountable. In the time for, like, Future, this lady, that Future's baby's mom, that just had a baby, even though he didn't want to have a baby with her, for her to go and have the baby and then sue him for $50,000+ a month, the fact that she even thought that she could get it, that's a scary thought. Because she might have gotten it. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna find my petition. Let's see. No, not the tribe. It should be another one. Let me hold on 1 second. Here's the link to the petition. And let me go. So the one for Texas. California. No. Arkansas. Let's see. Oklahoma. Here we go. It's going to be Dana. Here we go. Here you go. Okay. Yeah, some bullshit. And that's money that, even with grown kids, that's money that you could be spending on them, like helping them get a car, helping them with their rent, helping them with school, helping them with other things. And then here you go, having to probably pay an arrears case to the state. Because just because a child turns 18 doesn't mean that we don't still help our kids. I know I still help mine. I'm sure y'all still help y'all. But they still want you to owe them and pay them for some money that you don't owe them. That's a fake debt. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for all the likes. I thank y'all for subscribing to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going on vacation tomorrow morning. So I don't know if I'm going to be going live while I'm on vacation. I might do like little shorts or something like that, just to kind of brag and show off, because I'm gonna be in Jamaica, man. So I might show like the pretty water or something like that. But I'm gonna try not to work. But if something interesting happens and I have to talk about something, I will pop on this camera like it is nobody's business. So I don't think anything too interesting is going to happen, but I will be writing and keeping you guys posted if anything. I don't know. Just, I don't know. They say that the pandemic, like the airports, you don't have to wear a mask. I'm going to wear mine. So I hope nobody say anything to me, because I'm not the one for all that dumb shit. But yeah. So, well, I'm going to put this link on here too, since I'm putting links up. This is for the Office of Child Support Enforcement if you want to file a complaint. And this one, when you file a complaint here, you want to make sure that you file a complaint with your local office first, or they're going to say you have to file with them first. So and they're going to say, "Oh, you have to file with your local office," but and don't take no for an answer. You have to be your strongest advocate. If you know something is wrong and you know that they're violating your rights, then keep after them. Keep after them. Okay, so that's my video for today. Thank you guys for joining me. And I will, if I don't see you in the next couple of weeks, I'll see you when I get back. You guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your week. And don't forget, share my channel, subscribe, um, like, tell your friends, tell a friend. Don't forget to go over on our thank you, Mrs. Ayers, over on Facebook. We have a forum over there. A lot of people talk, share information, everything like that. That's my only other social media platform. I had to shut it down. People are nuts. So if you want to get in touch with me, if you have a question or anything, it's cshustle, the number one, at gmail.com. I don't work on individual cases anymore. Although, if you have a question, I can answer it about your case. I will be more than happy to point you in the right direction. I've written a lot of stuff, a lot of articles. I've done a lot of videos. So I have a lot of information, a lot of links, a lot of sources, a lot of references. So I probably can point you in the right direction pretty easily. So yeah. I lost and paid the arrears. Okay, Patrick. Who should take a loss? Never take a loss. I don't know what the conversation is, but I don't care. Never take a loss. Uh-uh. That's some bad advice, Patrick. I don't give a damn. If you take an L, make them give it to you. Let me go back in there. Okay, y'all. Y'all be easy. All right. Fight the power.